Hey everybody, Tony Johnson here, your customer experience leader. So 3 more tips today, but listen, there's a lot going on out there in the world today. There has been a lot of kind of tumultuous activity. I hope if you were, looking for those big things from our House of Representatives and our Senate, hopefully you're not going to be disappointed. It looks like they're not too far away from coming up with some kind of an agreement, which will be good for everybody. So, that said, I found an interesting statistic today. 2/3 of managers report that working from home, they actually see an increase in the productivity from their teams. Now, I think that's pretty cool because it really shows that there's an appetite out there to really drive productivity, and however they can get there, however we can get there as individuals, is going to be a fantastic way to really fuel that. So if we can show really the most amazing productivity, I think that's going to continue to whet the appetite and the groundwork for, if you are loving this work from home. And listen, I've been talking to a lot of people out there who are really digging this. Hopefully it's your chance to really make this more of a full-time adventure for yourself and cut the commute, working in a more casual environment and really enjoy that work from home atmosphere that a lot of people seem to dig. So today's tips, I've got 3 again that I want to walk through. But also, I want to let you know that I'm working on some new remote learning pieces, actually a new ebook as well out there. You can see it on some ads I put out today and some blurbs. If you just kind of pan down on either Facebook or Instagram, you should be able to see those ads. And I've actually, put in a new chapter in my ebook around what is it going to mean to serve and to lead post-coronavirus. Because again, we're going to come out on the other side of this. So if you haven't, take a chance. Visit my website, igniteyourservice.com. You can download my free ebook there. You'll need the link down below either in my profile or on Facebook or on Instagram so that you can download that. But again, a lot of really great tips. 3 key pieces that you're going to need to know coming into our post-coronavirus atmosphere. But that said, that's a little kind of note from our sponsor, if you will. Let's jump in and talk about our 3 tips for today. First, it's a boring one, but it's important. Ergonomics. Now, I know that that's a word that everyone likes to throw around. What does it mean to be, ergonomically practical? But think about, is it comfortable where you're working right now? And these are little things, right? Like, is your chair up high enough to support, that really good posture? Do you have your monitor set at about the top of your monitor being about eye level? That's really what you're looking for because, again, that's going to square up your body because the more, believe it or not, you can do this stuff, that is going to reduce fatigue. It is going to reduce what you're probably feeling in your shoulders. If you spend your whole day like this, hunched over, you think it feels comfortable now, but you are absolutely going to feel that in your shoulders and in your back later. Be sure to get your chair up, again, to a comfortable level because what you want to do is make sure that you're hitting your mouse and your keyboard at kind of this right angle, this kind of 90-degree angle off your shoulders. If you're too high or too low, again, you are going to feel that by the end of the day, and it's not going to be awesome. So just know that those are all pieces and parts. And if when you put your chair up, if your feet don't touch the ground, if you are, height challenged, if you will, anything is better than nothing. So you can use reams of paper, you can use boxes you've got around if you have a footstool or something. But again, you don't want your feet kind of dragging, off the ground. So find a way to find that comfortable fit. Number 2, don't be afraid to ask for what you need. We could still be a couple of weeks, months, who knows, away from getting back to what our new normal is going to be. And don't feel like you need to go without. So if you need a keyboard because you don't have one, if there's a monitor that you need because you're working off your laptop, and again, that's no good because if you think about what a laptop usually is, it's usually down low, the lid pops open, you find yourself staring down at it. Don't be afraid to ask your manager, your supervisor, your organization for what you might need to be successful. Because, it could be that. It could be a better microphone. It could be, a set of these Skype headphones, which, by the way, are a godsend if you do a ton of Skype calls like I do. I'm always talking to clients and customers. And then, thinking about other things like if you need a video camera or if you, again, need a better microphone or whatever that is. Don't be afraid to ask. The worst thing that happens is they say no, but at least they know you're thinking about what it's going to take to be successful. And that's really important. People are always looking for those in the organization who are willing to think about what's next, think bigger, think virtual, think about what the future is going to be. People are always looking for folks like that. So the worst thing they can say is, whoa, I'm not buying you, the Maserati of printers, but I'll get you this one instead. So again, don't be afraid to ask. And then number 3, how are you working with your family in the house? So maybe you've got your kids there, maybe you're working with your spouse, maybe you're going to have family running around. So think about how is that going and have you set the appropriate boundaries? So I saw a really great article today and something else on the news around people who were putting up sort of stoplights on the outside of their door, or even, if they were just cordoning off a section of the kitchen to work in, to let their families know if it was a good time or not a good time to come and interact. And it could be just as simple as a piece of paper or a little stoplight that is a red or a green, letting them know if you're available, if you're on a call, if you're busy, if you're in that zone that we all love, especially if you're a creative person. So don't be afraid to set those boundaries as well. Because remember, the more effective you are during the day, the more you can get done, the more you will not have to work into the evening, the more time you might have to, spend time with them, maybe even earlier in the afternoon because you got an early start, or, your weekends will then be protected as well because you won't have to worry about making up work because you set those boundaries, and boundaries are so very important. I remember hearing a story, my high school calculus teacher told me this story. He said, there was an elementary school, and the students wouldn't go up and play next to the highway because it was wide open, there was no fences, a lot of big real estate, but they wouldn't go and play because they wouldn't get too close to the road. And one day they actually put up a fence that went all the way up to the edge of the road to the playground and back again. And the students who would say, 20, 30 feet away from the highway now actually started playing all the way up to the edge of that fence because they knew where the boundaries were. So in a lot of ways, boundaries don't necessarily constrain us. They actually set us free because they let us know exactly where the line is. So just know it could end up being a very good thing. So all that said, those are the 3 tips for this week. Know your ergonomics. Don't be afraid to ask for what you need. And please set some decent boundaries with your family and with your coworkers too, especially if they're calling at all hours of the day and night, because you will find, again, it really will help you with regard to getting more done. So those are our 3 tips for the day. Here's the obligatory sponsor shot. So please visit my website at igniteyourservice.com. Also, if you have not signed up for my podcast yet, do that. It is going to be fantastic as I really relaunch this and think about the future of learning, the future of customer experience, of leadership, of branding. So be sure to take a look at this because this Customer Service Academy, I have to tell you, it is going to really launch again soon in the next couple of weeks. So I think there's 10 episodes up there right now. Take a moment to really get on there, watch all the episodes, fuel your enthusiasm and your imagination, and be ready because I feel like the next generation of this, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to be some amazing stuff. And just know that you're going to want to sign up for it and you're not going to want to miss a moment of it. So that said, I'm Tony Johnson, your customer experience leader. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This is our live at 5:30 every single day. I will be back tomorrow, and I will tease tomorrow just a little bit. Don't want to give it all away, but just know one of the topics tomorrow has something to do with crock pots. You are absolutely going to want to tune in. Talk to you tomorrow.